everyone, Sue's Fish back with you today with a layout for Citrus Twist, and I'm using their gorgeous April kit, which is full of the most beautiful colours. Lots of yellow, lots of blue. It's really fresh and pretty. And I'm going to scrapbook these photographs of Kitty getting soaked with our garden sprayer. She's having fun there. So I'm just showing you how I'm thinking of arranging my page at this stage. My background paper is a Citrus Twist exclusive paper, and that's lovely. It was hard to pick which side to use though, because the other side's gorgeous too. So I want to do some stitching. I'm just showing you there some flowers that I've drawn, and they're loosely based on, do you remember that Kath Kidston print called Flowers from a few years back? It's that kind of shaped flower. So I'm just stitching those with some embroidery threads, and there's my finished page. Look, there's the reverse side. That's nice, isn't it? But you can't use both. So now I want to arrange my photographs, and I've got a mixture of papers I'm layering up behind those. The clouds one is by Basic Grey, and the pink coloured one, oh, I'm just showing you another one there, is crepe paper. And there was another one, wasn't there? This is some vellum that came in the kit, and I decided to mount all of my photos on that vellum just to give them a bit of continuity, sort of to bond them together, if you like. And it's nice to have some proper vellum. I tend to just use cheapo tracing paper, but the real thing is a lot nicer. It's a lot more substantial. Okay. Where's that paper from with the words on? Oh, that's the reverse of the crepe paper, the pink crepe paper one. And that's lovely, isn't it? Really sweet. So I'm just trimming that down a bit more because my original dimensions, it would have covered up too much of my stitching. And I really want to show that off because it's a nice sort of springy, gardeny themed page. So I'm going to stick my photos onto the vellum because I know that I definitely want those. Excuse me. And the two little ones as well. So I hope you're all well and making some nice projects. There we go. So they're all backed on vellum now. And now it's just a case of deciding how I want those paper layers to look. And I decide to put, let's think, do I decide to put that photo? It's making the photos not cover up the faces, if you know what I mean, at the top there. So that works, doesn't it? That looks nice. And I actually trim away the insides of these papers because I'm wasting so much behind the picture. And it just seems such a shame. And I can't decide whether I want the bright pink from the top of the page or the paler pink from the bottom. And I think I go for the brighter in the end. And if you see what I mean, there's so much wasted, isn't there, behind that photo, that I just have to gut both of those. Can't remember whether I gut that cloud one as well. I think I might do. And then this layout really came together very simply. It was just a case, once I'd got my photos in position with foam pads in the right spots, that kind of thing, it was really just a case of popping on a few embellishments and my title, and then I was really very pleased with it. So it was a nice simple one really. Apart from the stitching, obviously that took a bit of time, but it's fine. I like a bit of stitching, quite relaxing. So that's how I'm popping those together, with just the barest bit of colour peeking out, because a lot of the colour is coming from the threads, so I didn't want anything just a little hit of colour here and there is what makes me happy at the moment. And I try and ruffle up the edges of those papers too, where I can manage it. And I pop those down so I'm not covering up too much of my sewing. And some foam pads just to give the photo some dimension there. I love her face in that photo, don't you? It's a real, oh, I'm wet, but I kind of like it. I write in my journaling actually that I remember telling her dad as he was spraying her with the hose, sort of, oh, I'm not sure she likes it, don't do it. But she very clearly was very happy, wasn't she? I'm just using some packaging there from some breadsticks to make that middle photo pop up even more, because those foam pads don't give much dimension, and that packaging really does. It's kind of corrugated. And then that one just needs some foam pads on one side just to lift it a little bit. It's got a nice summery feel to it, this one, hasn't it? Nice and fresh. I love that background paper. It's got some yellow splatters that are actually printed onto the paper. So that's always good, because to do that stitching and then splatter is a bit of a risk, and one that I was not prepared to take. You just need to get a bit of black paint on that thread and you've ruined a whole flower. Okay, so next I'm doing my title, and I think about putting it over the photo there, but I decide to put it up on the left in the end. I'm being a bit of a baby by tucking it over that photo, not being very brave, and I'm not sure I like the yellow against the black. Bit bumblebee-ish. But I love the yellow against the white of the paper. And I often do this with letters, to cut them out just so that I can play with the placement of them. I've never really mastered that technique of popping them on the edge of my ruler, or on, I've never really got the piece of plastic that's appropriate at the right time to do it that way. I like them up there. So as soon as I've put them up there to test the position, I think, yeah, let's go for it. That can be the next thing. And I like my stickers to be at slightly quirky angles, so nothing too straight, because often the word's kerning, isn't it? The space in between the letters can look a bit strange if you just stick them down as they come. So that L is ending up being way down, but that's good with me. Gives a kind of splash feel, doesn't it? And it's lovely that the kit came with some really lovely enamel dots too. Well, you can see them on the left there, so I can do lots of sort of splashiness with those at the end. I really wanted to use the bottom of that label because it's got some washing instructions. I thought she's getting a really good wash here, but I don't end up using it. That is beautiful. It's like a vellum sort of tag. Really lovely colour. I've picked out all my favourite things. I always do this, pick out all the best bits for my first layout. And I really wanted to use that too. That's gorgeous, isn't it? But I don't think it makes it. I mean, there's loads of things in this kit, but I'm just trying to use them all. That ampersand is lovely, but it doesn't really make sense. Splash and these were from the cut apart sheet that comes with the Citrus Twist kit each month, and they're always lovely and very versatile and really useful for lots of things. And I'm very nearly there now. This is, other than journaling and a bit of stamping, this is pretty much how it ends up being, which is quite quick for me. I normally do a bit more fiddling than this. But I really wanted this one to be fresh and simple. So I think the key to that is to stop in time. So I just fiddle about for a bit, getting these labels in the right spot. And I'm not going to waste a bit of those because they're gorgeous. And that coral and yellow combination with the blue as well. I really like those shades at the moment. There's something very summery about those. In fact, that coral makes me want to go shopping for some scarf or make my clothes these colours too. But I won't. Don't worry. And that remember is nice too. I like that sort of, I don't know what you call that font. It's like one of those little machines, isn't it, that prints out the letters. Is it called ticker tape? Not sure. Okay, and that vellum one is going in half too, because I'm definitely going to use that on another layout. And I fiddle about for a bit trying to get that staple in the right spot. I'm going to pop up that circle there, which again is just the perfect corally colour. I hope. I'm a bit colourblind, it might not be. But it works for me. And I think I'm there. Oh, stamping, yes. I use a couple of stamps in different colours and throw my paint onto the desk. So I'm going to have this greeny shade first. It's a sort of minty colour. And then the other stamp is in a kind of grey, dark grey shade. I like the way that looks. And then I think it's just a case of journaling. Oh, dots. Let's not forget the dots. And these are a real treat. I never have dots, so to have these is just pure gold. These are probably my favourite scrapbooking supply ever. And I so rarely have them in my stash. To try and be really restrained. And that's just to add a little bit of splash at the top and bottom corners. Oh good, I'm glad I added that one. Okay, journaling there. Thank you ever so much for joining me again today, guys, and thank you for all your lovely feedback. And do leave me any questions if you've got them. And I will be back again soon. Bye, guys.